Testing.
Hello?
Shall I shut the door, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Until Roxy scratches to go.
No, but biting the bottom, please, while I'm filming. Happy New Year, everyone, and Happy New Year from Roxy, who has to join me every single time I film. She cannot not be next to me. She's like, what's going on in here? I need to know. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and New Year despite the circumstances of 2020 and what it seems like 2021 is going to be like as well. Obviously I don't want to start this video on a negative note. I personally love a new year to make myself feel revitalized. I think a lot of it has to do with the time that I take off from work over the Christmas period. Seeing family and just chilling out gives me this new lease of life to get stuck into the things that I want to do, and also gives me perspective on the goals and intentions I want to set for the new year. Let's get straight into the list. We've got 21 things to share, and let me know your intentions and your goals that you're setting yourself this year, and if any of them on the list are the same as the ones that you've set for yourself already, but hopefully they give you some ideas. We're going to start off with giving yourself a break. As I just mentioned, 2020 has been very difficult, and I think it's easy for us to feel like we need to keep going and keep pushing through, when in reality we need to give ourselves a break. It has been hard, it has been difficult, and we're human, so don't try and force yourself to keep going when actually you need to slow down and stop. I feel like we all just need a break from social media, from the news, from the pressure we put on ourselves, the pressure that others put on us, and just be a bit kinder to the fact that it is okay to just stop and be like, hold on, I just need to chill out, I just need to take a break. Number 2 is to set limits for social media. I took a digital detox over the Christmas festive period. I do this every year and it does wonders for my mental health, especially as I work online. I find social media, if I use it too much, very toxic for me personally. I find myself comparing myself more, thinking about what everyone else is doing, hearing everyone else's opinions, and it means that my own voice, my own intuition gets very, very quiet, and I forget what I actually want and what I actually think of myself. I don't know if any of you feel the same. So since coming back, I've decided to set some social media limits for myself, and I've done this through the help of my phone, which sounds counterintuitive, but I have an iPhone and you can go to settings and screen time, and on there you can change your app usage to limit certain apps for certain hours of the day. So I have currently limited apps such as Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter after 9 p.m. and before 9 a.m. So during that time, my phone sets a limit where I can't open those apps unless I type in a code and say, yes, I want to override the limit. So it's been really, really useful to have that physical reminder when I go onto my phone to say, you've used up your limit, you've done your 3 hours for the day, that is it. And also to know for myself that I have the hours of 9 p.m. onwards until 9 a.m. the next day to just relax, to read a book, to watch some TV, to go to bed early, to go for a nice walk outside in the morning with Roxy, who is snoring very loudly. I hope you can't hear that. It's only been about a week and it's just changed so much for me in my head. I just feel lighter and happier. So I highly recommend you set your own limits for social media that work for you and make sense for you, and see the difference it makes. Number 3 is to add fruit and vegetables to your meals. Instead of falling into the diet culture trap of this time of year, which is so dangerous, don't restrict your calories like crazy, don't follow some fad diet, just think, how can I become more healthy overall? And a great way to start is adding more vegetables and fruit into your meals. If you're having a sandwich for lunch, add some vegetables inside the sandwich. If you're having a meal for dinner like pasta, try and hide some veg in there. I love grating carrot or courgette into pasta so you can't really taste it. There are so many inventive ways that we can add more fruit and vegetables into each of our meals, and I promise you, if you do that, you're going to feel so much better as the year goes on. Number 4 is to walk more. This is a personal goal of mine and a goal that I think everyone could add to their time right now because in the UK at least we've just gone into another lockdown. I used to think that in order to be fit and healthy I had to do HIIT workouts, I had to just go on 5k runs and not be puffed out, and I had to set myself these, extreme workout routines come January. And over the years I've actually realised that's nonsense. We don't have to do that. If you like that, then do it, but if it's not appealing to you, then walking is actually an incredible place to start. Walking is so good for you. It is really low impact, not heavy on your joints. Anyone can do it. You can literally just walk out your front door. You don't need to buy any equipment. You don't need to join a gym or pay for a workout guide. You literally can just walk out your front door, go for a walk. It is not only amazing for your physical health, but it is really good for your mental health too. I love to put on a podcast or listen to some really relaxing music. I'm going to make it this time of my day that I don't have anything on my mind. I don't have to do work. It's just my hour of the day where I can go out and be with Roxy and be with nature. If you don't walk every single day, maybe that could be a really great workout routine that you set yourself for 2021 that doesn't involve any expensive or ridiculous extreme ways of going about it. Number 5 is to sleep more. Sleep is so underrated, I think, in today's times. We are so focused on going, always being productive, getting as much work done as possible, hitting that grind, staying up late, working hard, and we underestimate the power of sleep. Getting a solid 8 hours per night is going to really improve your stress levels. It will help you recover from any exercise you've done. It will make you feel far more healthy, and also it will make you more productive in work. I personally find if I don't get a good night's sleep, that's it, I can't concentrate. So if your sleep schedule is a bit of a mess right now, try and set yourself times you're going to go to bed, times you're going to wake up. Maybe you need to have a nap in the day because of work and children and other things in your life, but make the time to set yourself a new sleep schedule to get more hours in the bed. Number 6 is to stop buying stuff you don't need. Obviously, I harp on about this all the time. I've written a whole book about it, but buying stuff we don't need is a habit that so many of us have, and is just not good for our bank accounts, it's not good for the environment, it's not good for our mental health. One tip I would recommend is to, every time you want to buy something, save it on Pinterest, save it on your computer as a link, and sleep on it. Go back to it the next day, the next week. And when you go back to it, maybe you'll be in a different frame of mind, maybe you're just browsing and you impulsively wanted to buy it. Maybe you will realise, actually, do I need that right now? Could I wait another month? Is it something that's a necessity? Do I have the money for it? These questions will sort of creep up into your subconscious in between that time since you've saved it, and hopefully it will stop you from buying so much. I want 2021 to be the year that we all consume far less. Number 7 is to develop a routine. It's so unsettling at the minute with all the constant changes, with a lockdown one week and then a new lockdown the next week. I just don't know what's happening, and it can be really unsettling to worry about these changes and have your plans constantly pulled from under your feet, and also not to mention the worry that you have for your work, for your finances, for your health and for your family's health. It's just a whole heap of change, so routine can really help keep your feet firmly on the ground. If you don't already have a routine, try and map out a routine for your mornings and evenings that can kind of solidify your day so you feel really secure and really grounded. But it can just be literally as simple as you wake up and you have a morning coffee and you sit there and you maybe journal for a little bit, and that is your routine and that's your time for you, and you have a routine in the evening where you go to bed at the same time. These sort of habits can make a really, really big difference. Number 8 is to play. I don't know who decided that as an adult we have to be sensible and serious all the time, only focus on responsibilities, and our goals and our aims should all be surrounding working and paying bills and being organised and productive. I'm so bored of that notion, and this year I have decided I want to focus on just being more playful, having more fun, going outside and just being more carefree like I was when I was a kid. What happened to running around, having fun, not caring about other people's perceptions of us, and just being more adventurous? So going outside for swims and just dancing to music, laughing your head off, watching silly TV, and just not caring so much about whether that's going to help us pay the bills or whether it's going to be productive. Who cares? Just have some fun. Number 9 is meditation. Taking just 10-15 minutes out of your day to be still is unbelievably powerful. We are always going, like I've mentioned, we're always rushing, constantly thinking about what's coming next. So taking 10-15 minutes, half an hour, whatever works, out of your day to just stop, be still, breathe. Even if your meditation is you just having breakfast and not doing anything else, having a cup of tea and not doing anything else, or using apps like Calm and Headspace, I find them really helpful for guided meditation. Just give yourself some time to be still and some time to breathe and just meditate on nothing or how you're feeling or the day ahead. Number 10 is to create a Sunday ritual. I started doing this last year when I was feeling really down, and it really helped me. So if you don't already have a Sunday ritual, maybe map out some time at your weekend where you can just be by yourself and you can do things that you enjoy. For me, that is having a bath with a cup of tea and a chocolate bar and watching my favourite TV show for an hour and just lying in the bath. I do that once a week. It feels like such a luxury. I light all the candles and it's just so lovely. It could be a phone call with a friend, it could be yoga, it could be a long walk, whatever. Give yourself that time because you are a priority. This is Editing Maddie. I realised as I was editing, I didn't do a number 11. Number 11 got left out. So let's make number 11 to not expect perfection from 2021 because you make mistakes. I wrote out a whole blog post, Alex has been proofreading it, and we both missed that number 11 wasn't even there. I even filmed the video and didn't notice. So these things happen, some things get slipped through the net and you just have to move on and realise that you're not perfect. I'm not perfect and it's just the way things are. So that's a good lesson for this year, I think. Number 12 is planning your week. Also on Sundays, I love to plan my week ahead, and this can be so helpful if you're someone who gets anxious about work or about Mondays or about what's coming up. It can take time to sort of kick in. You need a few Sundays of planning the week ahead to really feel like you're on top of things. But sit down with a pen and paper or on your computer, think about what you've got coming up, whether that's personal or business, write it down, think about the stuff that you need to do so you have a sort of master to-do list to reference, and you'll feel less panicky. You'll have less made up ideas of what's coming up and all these scary things that you have to do. Or if there are deadlines to meet, you know you're going to meet them because you've not forgotten. Number 13 is to focus on your own goals. Even hearing lists like this, you can start thinking, should I change my own goals and make it like hers? And even like this time of year, it can be very tempting to hear your friend who says they're going on a diet, go on social media and see someone's decided they're going to be waking up at 5 a.m. and think that you need to do that as well. You don't. Focus on the goals that you personally want for your life right now that feel true to you, because if you start going down the path of doing a goal that you didn't even want in the first place, you're not going to end up happy at the end of it. What do you really want? Really sit with yourself and be intuitive. What things do make you happy? What things are going to make you feel better? What things have you always wanted to do? Focus on your own goals, make it specific and keep it simple and stick to it. Number 14 is to tidy as you go. We're spending so much more time at home at the minute, so it's important that the places that we're spending most of our time are nice and tidy and decluttered. I'm like a sim. If my environment's messy, my green bar just like goes down and down and down. I can't concentrate. So I'm making it an effort to wash up after every meal, to fluff up the pillows when I leave the living room, to clean the bedroom when I go to bed. Things like that make a really big difference to save you from having to do a massive clean at the end of the week. Go outside. I say this every year and I kind of touched on it with walking more, but green space, being outdoors is absolutely vital, I think, to human health. We are natural creatures. As much as we talk about things being man-made and natural, humans are a part of nature. So you need to get out there and soak it in, feel grounded and take a big deep breath. Number 16 is to journal. Writing down your feelings, goal setting, intentions, what you've done that day, anything that works for you in terms of your journaling style. Writing it down is going to be so powerful for you to achieve those goals and achieve those intentions, to express those emotions and sort of move on from them, and to just have a place where you can be truly yourself 100%. Number 17 is to set boundaries. We all have our own boundaries, but I fear that we rarely implement them. Is there somebody in your life who behaves in a certain way that causes you upset? Maybe you need to set a boundary to not spend time with that person. Is there a conversation or a topic that comes up a lot in your family that is triggering to you? You need to tell them and explain why. Are there certain hours of the day that you really don't want to be on your phone or answering emails? Don't, and tell people. Set your emails to out of office. Journal it, think about it, and make it a firm part of how you live your life. Number 18 is to get therapy. I'm a true believer that therapy is for everyone. Unfortunately, it's not always accessible to everybody, but in the UK at least, you can apply for therapy through the NHS. You can also get private therapy, and I personally used a website called Counselling Directory, and I know there's one called Psychology Today to find somebody local. There are websites or apps like BetterHelp and lots of places that you can access therapy, so do your research and find a place that you can get it affordably or for free. I know the struggle with how difficult it is to reach out and say I need help. I first wanted therapy when I developed an eating disorder when I was 18, never had it. I then wanted it for the years following when I was in recovery, never sought help. I first messaged or emailed somebody, I think 2 years ago in 2018 when I was struggling. I emailed somebody, they replied, I never got back to them until a year later in 2019 in March. I finally emailed them back and said, okay, yes, I would like therapy. Do you have space still? I contacted you a year ago. And I've been having therapy for nearly a year, and it has changed so much about my life. It's helped me better understand myself and my relationships. And I just really urge any of you watching, this is my message to you in 2021, if you've been thinking about it for years like I did and you've been too scared, this is the year to do it. Reach out for help, because we all need help. We all need somebody to be there to listen. We all need help sometimes, and there's no shame in reaching out. Number 19 is to use websites and apps to organise your life. This is a place in which I think technology is amazing. The apps out there to organise stuff, there's so many. I personally love Trello and Google Calendar to organise all of my life, business, personal, everything. It just makes it so much easier for you to understand and keep track of things rather than just pen and paper. Of course, I love pen and paper for to-do lists and jotting notes down and lists and things, but to have a calendar where your day's blocked out and you can really understand everything, it's life-changing. Highly recommend it. Number 20 is to listen. Sometimes listening can be far more powerful than talking. Listening to your friend's problem can be more helpful than offering them any advice. Hearing another person's struggles can be far more eye-opening than trying to relate them to your own. Understanding what a partner or a friend has to say when they're upset with you can help your relationship grow more than getting defensive. Sometimes we really just need to sit back and take it in. Number 21 is to slow down. I wanted to finish with this one because I feel like it's a theme of the whole list. 2020 was the year that I think all of us learned to slow down, and it's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned. I don't want the new year to happen and for me to think I have to start rushing, or for you to think you have to start rushing, because it's been a really, really difficult 12 months and we mustn't forget it. Be gentle with yourself, continue to be slow, continue to take your time, and don't forget the lessons that we've all learned from staying at home, from not rushing, from maybe our lives changing in a way that's uncomfortable, but maybe there's some benefit to it, there's some positives that could come from it. There's just no need to be in any rush right now. Maybe one day we can speed up and we can go full force again, but I'm not sure 2021 needs to be that year. Take it easy, slow it down, and don't forget what we've all been through. So that's it, that's my list. It was very long, but we had 21 things to get through. I wanted to be a bit more holistic, a bit more kind of focused on mental health, because it's been something that I've dealt with in 2020. I really was in a low place and I shared that online, and I have learned a lot, and I really have hope for 2021 to be a better year and to try and take lessons from the hard time that we've all experienced, because if we can't take a lesson from it, then what can we, honestly? Let me know in the comments down below if you have any intentions or goals or things that you want to be, healthy habits you want to be incorporating into your year this year. And I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Roxy's a good table. She doesn't even pay attention. Rosie, my laptop table. This is what happens when we try and film. Apparently, they cannot leave me alone. just want to be a part of the action. They want to be their own little stars. I want to be on YouTube.